On a scorching afternoon in a quiet part of the city, the sun blazed relentlessly, casting dust into the air as two friends, Mara and Jasper, walked briskly down the road. Mara, a kind-hearted young woman with worn-out clothes and a tired face, turned to Jasper, her sharp and resourceful friend, and asked nervously, "Are you sure this place will give me a job?" Jasper smiled confidently, assuring her, "Don't worry, I know the manager. Just follow me." Mara nodded, her legs weak but her determination strong, for she had nothing left at home and this job was her last hope. As they turned a corner, they spotted an elderly woman struggling under the weight of a heavy bucket of water, her frail body trembling with effort. The old woman called out weakly, "Please, my children, help me carry this. My body is too weak." Jasper immediately tugged at Mara's hand, urging her to keep moving, but Mara hesitated, her heart aching at the sight of the woman's suffering. Jasper's voice grew impatient as he snapped, "We don't have time for this. If we're late, the manager will leave." Mara, however, couldn't ignore the old woman's plight. She gently approached her, lifted the bucket, and offered to carry it home, despite Jasper's protests. The old woman, surprised by Mara's kindness, led her to a small, cracked, but tidy house at the end of a quiet pathway. There, she instructed Mara to fetch a small native pot from a corner. Inside the pot was a gleaming bar of gold, which the old woman gifted to Mara for her selfless act, advising her to keep it for 7 days before selling it. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Mara thanked the woman and hurried home, eager to share the news with Jasper. When Mara excitedly showed Jasper the gold, his reaction was far from joyful. His eyes darkened with suspicion as he accused her of stealing it. Mara defended herself, explaining the old woman's generosity, but Jasper's mind was already racing with envy. The next day, he sought out the old woman, pretending to be kind and offering to help her carry water. The woman, sensing his deceit, gave him a single bar of gold with the same instructions she had given Mara. But greed consumed Jasper, and when he was alone, he stole additional bars from the pot, hiding them under his shirt. Days later, the old woman visited Maya, asking if she had taken more gold. Confused and hurt, Mara denied it, but her suspicions turned to Jasper. Confronting him, she was met with angry denials, but soon after, Jasper's behavior grew erratic. He was seen wandering the streets, laughing madly and talking to himself, his clothes torn and his mind unhinged. Horrified, Mara dragged him back to the old woman's house, begging for help. The woman revealed that the gold belonged to a spirit, and Jasper's theft had invoked its wrath, driving him to madness. With a heavy heart, the old woman agreed to help Jasper for Mara's sake. She placed her hand on his chest, and after a moment, Jasper collapsed, only to wake up moments later, his sanity restored. Trembling with guilt, he confessed to stealing the gold, claiming it had turned to pepper, a sign of the spirit's intervention. The old woman explained that the gold had returned to her, as it was never truly his to take. She warned Jasper about the dangers of greed and urged him to be content with what he had. Turning to Mara, the old woman reminded her that the 7th day was approaching, and she should exchange her gold to build a better life. Mara, tearful with gratitude, thanked her, while Jasper bowed his head in shame. As they left the compound, both knew their lives had changed forever. Mara's kindness had brought her unexpected blessings, while Jasper's greed had nearly destroyed him. The moral of this tale is clear. True rewards come to those who act selflessly, while greed leads only to ruin. Always choose kindness, even when no one is watching, and be content with what you have. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, and what you give will always return to you in ways you cannot imagine. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What lesson resonated most with you? Was it Mara's selflessness, Jasper's downfall, or the old woman's wisdom? Share your reflections in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating tales. Stay kind, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next story. Until then, take care and remain blessed.